when we, because we've got Ryan Casey here. His daughter Morgan helped Chris Schultz on that.
Meeting of the Education Committee. Today, our task before us is to look at 24 bills which we recommended interim study during the past session. And as a reminder to folks, when we have a bill that's interim study, we can make basically two recommendations. However, we have another recommendation that committees are doing right now, and I'll go through them. The first recommendation we can make is we recommend this legislation for future legislation. So we recommend that it move forward. Oftentimes that can be done with a caveat that it move forward with some changes. The second motion is not recommending a piece of legislation for future legislation. So that would just be basically saying no. And the last one, and we've seen this a number of times in committees throughout the House here, where we've come out with a 10-10 no recommendation type vote, and that's why oftentimes we've ended up with 24 in interim study. The verbiage that would be used to reflect that in the counter would be unable to reach a consensus of whether to recommend further legislation or not. So that's what you would see in the calendar, and the chair of the committee here would be putting that recommendation forward. That would be myself. So we're looking at possibly three outcomes coming from this. Before we get into it, I'd like to welcome everybody to our committee today, and I'd like to go through the committee here, seeing we have a number of substitutes on the committee today. So I'm just going to start wandering around through the committee here, and everybody can introduce themselves. We'll start out with you, Representative Balboni, and would you please just introduce yourself to everybody so they refamiliarize themselves with you, and if you're a regular member, you might say that as well. Okay. And go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Representative Peggy Balboni. I represent Rockingham District 38, which is Rye, Greenland, and Northampton. And I've been a member of, was elected in 2022, and I've been a member of the House Education Committee.
Thank you.
Good morning. I am Representative Corrine Cascadden. I represent Coos County District 5, the City of Berlin. And I am completing my first term, 2-year term, and I have been serving on the Education Committee.
Hello, everyone again. Hope you're well. My name is Valerie McDonald, and I'm from Rockingham 25, which is Salem. This is my first term, and I've been on the Education Committee. Thanks.
My name's Steve Boyd. I'm from Merrimack District 10. I've been a member of the House for 2 years. What else am I saying?
And you're substituting today.
And I'm substituting today. I sit on labor and EDA.
Thank you.
I'm Patty Cornell. I'm from Manchester, Ward 11, and this is my 8th year on the Education Committee.
Good morning. I'm Linda Tanner. I represent Sullivan District 5, the towns of Sunapee and Springfield, and I do live in Sunapee. And I've been in the State House for 5 terms. Thank you.
Dave Luno, representing people of Hopkinton and Bow, and finishing my 5th term, 3 terms here on the Education Committee.
I'm Lucius Marshall. I represent Terraceville, Marlboro, Nelson, Sullivan, and Roxbury. And I sit on the ST&E, Science, Tech, and Energy Committee for the past couple of terms, but I have 20 years experience in education, so I'm used to working with children.
Glenn Cordelli, representing Tufton Borough, Wolfboro, and Ossipee. And this is my 12th year on the Education Committee.
And for members of the public, I'm Rick Ladd. I come from Haverhill. I represent Haverhill, Piermont, Warren, Benton, Landaff. I've been on the committee, Education Committee, for 16 years.
I'm Margaret Dry, and I represent Sullivan District 7, which is Plainfield and Cornish, Newport, Unity, and Charlestown. This is my first term, and I've been on the Education Committee.
Wayne McDonald, I represent Rockingham County District 16. I'm in my second term. I usually serve on the House Health and Human Services and Education, Health, Human Services and Elderly Affairs Committee. And I'm substituting for Representative Alicia Lekas this morning.
Good morning, I'm Kristen Noble. I represent Hillsborough District 2, the town of Bedford, and I am a member of this committee.
Good morning, I'm Muriel Hall, represent Bow and Hopkinton. I'm finishing my second term and currently serve on Health Education.
Good morning, everyone. Happy fall. I'm Hope Damon. I represent half of Sullivan County, Sullivan District 8, towns of Ackworth, Langdon, Leominster, Goshen, Washington, Springfield, Sunapee, my hometown of Croydon, and the city of Claremont. Say that fast. And I appreciate very much the honor and responsibility of being on Education Committee and the Housing Committee as well.
Hi, my name is Mary Heath, and I've served in the House for 6 terms. I am kind of an ongoing a sub for Art Ellison, and my main committee is the Finance Committee. And I, too, am from Manchester, New Hampshire, District 41.
Morning, Steve Woodcock from the Mount Washington Valley, representing Conway, 6 years on the Education Committee.
Good morning. My name is Maureen Mooney, a state representative from the town of Merrimack, located in Hillsborough County, District 12, in my 5th term in the New Hampshire House, currently serving on the House Finance Committee, and glad to be with you in now House Education for today. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Paul Terry, and I represent Belknap District 7, Barnstead, and Alton. I'm in my second term, finishing up my second term. I served previously on the Commerce and Consumer Affairs Committee. In February, I was named to fill a vacancy here on the Education Committee, where I've been serving since about the 1st of February. Thanks.
Karen Reed. I represent Hillsborough District 27, that is Francistown and Deering. I'm completing my first term, and I sit on criminal justice and public safety.
Thank you very much. Just one other item for the public. During the previous 2 years, FY23 and 24, the Education Committee had more bills than any other committee in the history of this House has ever had. We had 235 bills in this one committee, of which we've retained or interim studied 24 of them. We're looking at a rule change for the next year. It's very difficult for us to do really down deep research work on some of the bills which really necessitate that. We've been looking at education funding bills, we have catastrophic aid, we've been looking at school building aid, career technical education, higher education, and there's a number of concurrent dual enrollment. There's a number of issues which are pretty heady issues and important for this state. And so in looking at trying to divide the Education Committee up, as has been done in past years with some others, criminal justice, judiciary used to be a singular committee. It's been divided up into another one right now as well, criminal justice. We need to do that with education so we can get this work done and done properly, and not that we haven't been putting our nose to it and really working hard to accomplish that. But it's been an intensive last several years and a lot of time spent by this committee. And I'd like to congratulate the people on the Education Committee. Most committees meet maybe once or twice at max a week. We can count on 4 days on many of these days, not including the session day. And it's been very, very, difficult. And so by spreading the wealth amongst 2 separate education committees, I think we're going to be able to do the type of work that I think the public's expecting us to do. And I hope that that will net some benefits to us. So without any belaboring, we're going to get on these interim study bills right here. We're going to take them numerically. We'll start with the lowest number first, and that would be HB 623. And that bill was interim studied, and it's establishing a teacher candidate loan forgiveness program. And I'd like to look for a motion on that. Yes, Representative Hall?
I make a motion that we recommend HB 623 for future legislation.
Is there a second to that motion? Okay, we have a motion on the floor to interim study, that would be recommended for future legislation. Is there any further discussion? Representative Hall?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just think this program makes a lot of sense in terms of recruitment and retention of teachers, so I think it's a good idea.
Representative Cordelli?
Yes, I have an issue with loan forgiveness. What about people who have already paid off their loans? I think that there is some unfairness built into such a program as provided for in this bill. So I am a no on this.
I'd like to also speak to it. This previous year, we did pass legislation dealing with folks which come out with debt, and over a period of 4 years, part of that debt is paid off. The problem was, I think we only funded it or appropriated $1 for it as a state, and so it's we borrowed that legislation from Idaho, and I'm concerned that in passing these from the policy perspective, but then seeing no dollars allocated, and it kind of appears that that's the way it's going to be during the next biennium here. So I too will not be supporting the motion that it move forward for future legislation. Further discussion. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Chair, any chance we
Yes.
could do this by hand?
Sure.
And
Sure we
that
can.
way we can keep these
We
things
can
moving.
move it along.
Yep,
Okay.
that'd be great.
So I gotta, I still have to do it the same way.
Yeah, we'll just, all those that support the motion would be recommending for future legislation, please put your hands up. We'll just count them. 1.
10. 10.
Okay, those opposed, put your hands up, please.
10.
Okay, that's pretty easy to figure out. Okay, so that motion fails. And I'm assuming that we go the other way, it's going to be the same vote. So is there any need to travel down that?
I just checked in with Jim. He said we need to do roll call votes for these.
Okay, so we've been told we have to do roll call votes. Yeah.
Nice try.
Nice try. I appreciate the try because it expedites. Okay, so those will go back on 623. Those that are supporting recommendation for it, the motion was recommending for future legislation. Would you please call the roll, Madam Clerk?
Thank you. Vice Chairman Cordelli.
No.
Representative McDonald.
No.
Representative Reed.
No.
Representative Dry. No. Representative McDonald.
No.
Representative Noble.
No.
Representative Boyd.
No.
Representative Mooney.
No.
Representative Terry.
No.
Representative Partial.
Yes.
Representative Cornell.
Yes.
Representative Tanner.
Yes.
Representative Luno.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Hall.
Yes.
Representative Balboni.
Yes.
Representative Cascadden.
Yes.
Representative Damon.
Yes.
Representative Heath.
Yes.
And Chairman Ladd.
No.
And total 10 yeas, 10 nays.
Okay, now, normally what we do is we go with the other motion and not recommend future legislation, but I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody on the committee, that it's going to come out of 1010. So with that, the chair will write the final action of this committee is unable to reach a consensus of whether to recommend further legislation or not. So it's without recommendation. It's recommend further, we're unable to come to consensus regarding a recommendation to either move forward or not.
So, Mr. Chair, and I suspect there may be other votes that come out like this, 10-10.
Yeah.
And so it will be that prescriptive language.
It will be the same language that I just read, unable to reach a consensus of whether to recommend further legislation or not.
Right. And so it has nothing to do with the merits of the bill at all.
Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly.
So, all right.
I believe that language came from the House clerk.
That's my understanding.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Thank you.
Yes, it did.
Is that the motion I'm writing here?
Well, it was recommended for future legislation at 10-10, so we have no recommendation. And so
So on that slip, I think you can just write without recommendation.
yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
without
Jen, is that what other committees are doing?
consensus?
Yes. Okay, fine. Okay, we're going to move on to HB 1176. This is establishing a commission to study current funding for special education and potential other funding sources. Representative Heath.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would move that, House Bill 1176 not be recommended to move forward.
I'll second.
You're talking about recommending for future or not?
Not recommending for future.
I'll second.
We're recommending.
Oh, we are recommending.
Early you want.
I actually am not. No. All right,
I vote for
recommending it.
Representative Heath's motion.
All right. I'm sorry. I would like to recommend that we do
You're
move
pulling
forward.
your
The problem
initial back and your.
The problem certainly isn't solved.
And I apologize too, that the subs on the committee can't make the motions.
Oh, well, that's still that.
She's
Yeah, see, she's long-term sub though.
No, she's actually been seated on this committee.
She's been replaced
for
Art
Representative
Ellison.
Ellison.
I'm actually officially appointed by the Speaker.
You're officially appointed
Yes.
by Sherm. Okay, so you're good to go. So your recommendation, clarify it one more time for me.
To clarify, my motion is for HB 1176 is to make a recommendation to move forward.
Okay.
Good job, Mary.
Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second that.
Okay, Representative Heath made the motion to recommend for future legislation and second by Representative Luno. Any further discussion from the maker of the motion? From the second?
No.
Any further discussion amongst the committee? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll? The motion is recommend for future legislation.
Vice Chairman Cordelli,
No.
Representative McDonald,
No.
Representative Reed,
No.
Representative Dry, no. Representative McDonald,
No.
Representative Noble,
No.
Representative Boyd,
No.
Representative Mooney,
No.
Representative Terry,
No.
Representative Partial,
Yes.
Representative Cornell,
Yes.
Representative Tanner,
Yes.
Representative Luno,
Yes.
Representative Woodcock,
No, yes. I sat next to Mary, it's killing me. Yeah.
Representative Hall,
Yes.
Representative Balboni,
Yes.
Representative Cascadden,
Yes.
Representative Damon,
Yes.
Representative Heath,
Yes.
and Chairman Ladd.
No.
10 yeas, 10 nays.
Same deal as the last bill. Do we need another motion or are you willing to have the language unable to reach a consensus of whether to recommend further legislation or not?
We're good.
You're good the way it is. Okay.
Okay.
So we're moving on now to 1185. This is relative to sexual education instruction.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Do you want to take yes motions first and then, or?
Well, I'm trying to do it in an expeditious way.
So
Yeah.
how would you?
Well, so I'm going to look around, and if I see a hand up for a motion,
Okay.
then I'm going to go after that hand. And whether it's one way or the other, we're probably going to end up in the same place. So Representative Damon, your hand's flying.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I recommend that House Bill 1185 do not be recommended for further legislation. That is a not recommend.
I'll second that. Any discussion from the maker of the motion?
I think we know what we discussed this spring.
I agree. Further discussion from the committee? Okay, the motion on the floor is to not recommend HB 1185 for future legislation. Madam Clerk?
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
No.
Representative McDonald.
No.
Representative Reed.
No.
Representative Dry. No. Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Noble.
No.
Representative Boyd.
No.
Yeah.
Representative Mooney.
No.
Representative Terry.
No.
Representative Partial.
Yes.
Representative Cornell.
No. Yes, I'm sorry, yes. Motion is not, so yes.
Thank you. Representative Tanner.
Yes.
Representative Luno.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Hall.
Yes.
Representative Balboni.
Yes.
Representative Cascadden.
Yes.
Representative Damon.
Yes.
Representative Heath.
Yes.
And Chairman Ladd.
Yes.
That's yeas 12, nays 8.
Okay, so there would be a recommendation that that not move forward. Who made that motion? Representative Damon, you did. So would you please write the blurb? The original blurb can be found in House Calendar 9, page 6. Okay, going on to the next bill, HB 1216. Yes?
No, it's just.
Okay. HB 1216, relative to cross-district bullying and cyber bullying. Representative McDonald, do you want to make a motion?
Yes, thank you. I recommend that we do recommend this for future legislation. That's my motion.
Okay. Is there a second? I'll second it.
Bullying instances that inspired this bill, and I think it's an important issue that we take a further look at.
I have nothing further to add to that. Is there any further discussion? Madam Clerk, we're ready to call the roll here on this HB 1216, relative to cross-district bullying and cyberbullying. The recommendation is recommend for future legislation.
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
Yes.
Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Reed.
Yes.
Representative Dry. Yes. Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Noble.
Yes.
Representative Boyd.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Terry.
Yes.
Representative Partial.
No.
Representative Cornell.
No.
Representative Tanner.
No.
Representative Luno.
No.
Representative Woodcock.
No.
Representative Hall.
No.
Representative Balboni.
No.
Representative Cascadden.
No.
Representative Damon.
No.
Representative Heath.
No.
Chairman Ladd.
Yes.
10 yeas, 10 nays.
I'm assuming now we're at 1010, the same type of, recommendation, unable to come to consensus. Thank you. That's what we'll do on that. Now, we have several bills that are next coming up. 1383, this deals with cooperative school board, school districts, elections. We also have several other bills on the docket here dealing with cooperatives today. We'd like to be able to tie all this into one, but I know we can't. I know we have Representative Spilsbury, you're here. I'm just going to ask you a question that you and I spoke on the horn here not too long ago. have you come with any idea yourself as to how to address these in terms of, are you combining them all into one bill, or are you going to be going singularly for each bill on the cooperative school districts? Have you made a decision how to handle this?
My thought is take two bills that relate to elections, school board. Take two bills that relate to budget thing, combine those.
Thank you. Is there, I'm going to open this up to a little discussion in the committee here first before we take any recommendations here. Is there any discussion amongst the committee members here on this, on these four bills? Yes, Representative Cornell, yes.
This is a question. Even if we say no, can't somebody just do it anyway?
That's going to happen. That's going to
Okay.
happen. That's why this is, you know, we're just going through some hoops here. We're going through the hurdles. Okay, so what we'll do is no further discussion here. We're just going to go through and take a motion here on 1383, relative cooperative school district elections. Representative Cordelli, do you have a motion?
Yes, I would like to move that this be recommended for further legislation.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Representative Noble seconds Representative Cordelli's motion to recommend for future legislation. Any discussion? Representative Cordelli?
None.
Nope.
Any further discussion from the committee? Not seeing any. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
Yes.
Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Reed.
Yes.
Representative Dry, yes. Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Noble.
Yes.
Representative Boyd.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Terry.
Yes.
Representative Partial.
No.
Representative Cornell.
No?
Representative Tanner.
No.
Representative Luno.
No.
Representative Woodcock.
No.
Representative Hall.
No.
Representative Balboni.
No.
Representative Cascadden.
No.
Representative Damon. And Representative Heath.
No.
Chairman Ladd.
Yes.
Votes 10 yeas, 10 nays.
All good with what we're going to do here? Okay. Going on down to 1402, establishing a procedure for high school proficiency exam waiver of mandatory school attendance. HB 1402. Representative Cornell.
I move that this not be brought forward for further legislation.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion made by Representative Cornell and second by Representative Tanner to not move this for future legislation. Discussion from the maker? No? Second? No? Okay, any further discussion from the committee? Madam Clerk?
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
Yes.
Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Reed.
Yes.
Representative Dry, yes. Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Noble.
Yes.
Representative Boyd.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Terry.
Yes.
Representative Partial.
Yes.
Representative Cornell.
Yes.
Representative Tanner.
Yes.
Representative Luno.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Hall.
Yes.
Representative Balboni.
Yes.
Representative Cascadden.
Yes.
Representative Damon.
Yes.
Representative Heath.
Yes.
And Chairman Ladd.
Yes.
20 yeas, 0 nays.
So Representative Cornell? Jennifer, for are any of these being put on to consent when we get something like a 20? I thought so. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so you have to write, Blue.
The disposition on these bills has already been made.
Yeah.
No further voting.
Yeah. No, yeah. The cost factor for that, Representative Cornell, on an annual basis be $163,000 or more. And that's part of the issue. Yes, Representative McDonald.
I have a procedural question.
Yes.
If it was a 10-10 and we're unable to reach consensus. Is there a report written or who's
The
responsible?
report is what I write and unable to reach consensus.
Oh, okay.
And
Thank
it'll
you.
just be the one sentence on that bill. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. That's what they've done in other committees too as well. It's moving quickly. Okay, going down to the next bill, HB 1443 relative to special education dispute resolution. Representative Balboni.
I'd like to make a motion not to move forward with future legislation.
Is there a second? Representative Tanner seconds the motion. Motion made by Representative Balboni, second by Representative Tanner. Any discussion from the maker? The second? No. Any further discussion from the committee? Madam Clerk?
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
Yes.
Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Reed.
Yes.
Representative Dry, nay. Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Noble.
Yes.
Representative Boyd.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Terry.
Yes.
Representative Partial.
Yes.
Representative Cornell. Representative Tanner.
Yes.
Representative Luno.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Hall.
Yes.
Representative Balboni.
Yes.
Representative Cascadden.
Yes.
Representative Damon.
Yes.
Representative Heath.
Yes.
Chairman Ladd.
Yes.
19 yeas, 1 nay.
Okay. Going on. 19-1, yeah. Pardon me?
Peggy's got the.
That's right. Yeah. You don't have to write a whole lot in those things. Just a line or two is all you have to do. You can look at the prior committee reports that we did on that. Pardon me?
It would be just a couple sentences, really.
Yeah, even if you can do it in one.
I'll try.
Thank you. All righty, let's go to the next one. HB 1458, relative to authorizing parents to remove children from the English Language Learner Program. Looking for a motion. Representative Cordelli,
I move that it not be recommended.
is there a second? Representative Terry had his hand up.
Second.
So, okay, motion made by Representative Cordelli, second by Representative Terry. This on HB 1458, relative to authorizing parents to remove children from the English Language Learner Program. Representative Cordelli, do you have anything to say?
No.
Representative Terry? Further discussion from the committee? It's not to recommend. As we've been told by DOE, it violates federal law. So, Madam Clerk?
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
Yes.
Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Reed.
Yes.
Representative Dry, yes. Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Noble.
Yes.
Representative Boyd.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Terry.
Yes.
Representative Partial.
Yes.
Representative Cornell.
Yes.
Representative Tanner.
Yes.
Representative Luno.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Hall.
Yes.
Representative Balboni.
Yes.
Representative Cascadden.
Yes.
Representative Damon.
Yes.
Representative Heath.
Yes.
And Chairman Ladd.
Yes.
20 yeas, 0 nays.
HB 1481, relative appointments to fill vacancies to at-large cooperative school board seats. Representative Cordelli.
Yes, I recommend that, I move that this be recommended for further legislation.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Representative Noble seconds the motion made by Representative Cordelli. Representative Cordelli, you'd like to speak to your motion?
I don't think it's necessary. Thank you.
Representative Noble?
Nope.
Further discussion on the bill. The motion is to move it forward for future legislation, 1481. Madam Clerk?
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
Yes.
Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Reed.
Yes.
Representative Dry, yes. Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Noble.
Yes.
Representative Boyd.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Terry.
Yes.
Representative Partial.
No.
Representative Cornell.
No.
Representative Tanner.
No.
Representative Luno.
No.
Representative Woodcock.
No.
Representative Hall.
No.
Representative Balboni.
No.
Representative Cascadden.
No.
Representative Damon.
No.
Representative Heath.
No.
And Chairman Ladd.
Yes.
10 yeas, 10 nays.
Same report, and this one, unable to reach consensus. Okay, going on down, 1493, relative to the powers and duties of cooperative school district budget committees. Representative Cordelli,
Ditto, yes.
the motion is, he's made to move it forward. Is there, we'll hold a little time for the clerk here to catch up.
Is there a second yet?
No, we have not had a second yet. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second.
Representative Noble seconds the motion. Representative Cordelli, do you have anything to say on the bill?
I do not.
Representative Noble? Further discussion from the committee? The motion is to move 1493 forward for future legislation. Madam Clerk?
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
Yes.
Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Reed.
Yes.
Representative Dry, yes. Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Noble.
Yes.
Representative Boyd.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Terry.
Yes.
Representative Partial.
No.
Representative Cornell.
No.
Representative Tanner.
No.
Representative Luno.
No.
Representative Woodcock.
No.
Representative Hall.
No.
Representative Balboni.
No.
Representative Cascadden.
No.
Representative Damon.
No.
Representative Heath.
No.
Chairman Ladd.
Yes.
10 yeas and 10 nays.
Okay, everybody knows what the blurb's going to say. Okay, going on down to the next bill, 1509, prohibiting spending of special education monies for any other purpose and requiring reporting of fund balances to the school board. I'll pass the gavel off to Representative Cordelli.
Thank you, and I will call upon Chairman Ladd for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion that the bill not move forward for legislation.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Representative Luno, seconds. Chairman Ladd, do you have anything to add?
Nope.
Representative Luno? Anyone else on the committee? Any comments? Great. Madam Clerk?
Second. Vice Chairman Cordelli. Who do I start with?
Start with me.
Okay. Chairman Ladd.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
Yes.
Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Reed.
Yes.
Representative Dry, yes. Representative McDonald.
No.
Representative Noble.
No.
Representative Boyd.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Terry.
Yes.
Representative Partial.
No.
Representative,
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes.
Yes.
Representative Partial, yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Representative
Yes.
Representative Cornell. Representative Tanner.
Yes.
Representative Luno.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Hall.
Yes.
Representative Balboni.
Yes.
Representative Cascadden.
Yes.
Representative Damon.
Yes.
Representative Heath.
Yes.
18 yeas, 2 nays.
And for those who may be interested in some of the rationale why that was put forward, you can go to House Journal 8, page 5, and see the rationale for it. Okay, HB 1516, relative to enrollment in public schools by children of school district employees. Who had the mic on first? Representative Hall?
For HB 1516, not recommend for future legislation.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, Representative Hall makes the motion to not recommend for future legislation, and second by Representative Tanner. Any further discussion from the maker of the motion? From the second? Any further discussion? Ready? That's right. Madam Clerk?
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
Yes.
Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Reed.
Yes.
Representative Dry, nay. Representative McDonald.
No.
Representative Noble.
No.
Representative Boyd.
No.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Terry.
Yes.
Representative Partial.
Yes.
Representative Cornell.
Yes.
Representative Tanner.
Yes.
Representative Luno.
Yes.
Representative Hall. Oh, sorry, Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Hall.
Yes.
Representative Cascadden.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Representative Balboni.
Yes.
Representative Cascadden.
Yes.
Representative Damon.
Yes.
Representative Heath.
Yes.
And Chairman Ladd.
Yes.
16 yeas, 4 nay.
And again, if people want to look up the rationale why, you go to House Calendar 6, page 4, and it will show you the previous committee report. So, Representative Hall, that's Calendar 6, page 4. You can find a prior committee report. You can copy a lot of stuff right out there. HB 1534. This is relative, did I jump one? No.
That's right.
No, it's 1534, relative to establishing a program to earn tuition credits for state of New Hampshire higher education institutions through community service.
There was a student who wanted to.
Yeah, we have a student here, so special privilege. Come on forward. Now introduce yourself and
Press the red.
the red button and introduce yourself to the school, etc.
First off, thank you for giving me the opportunity to say a few words. My name is Ryan Casey, and I'm a junior at Bishop Brady High School. My sister Morgan Casey and I have worked on this bill over the last year. She presented it to the committee last January with Representative Schultz and is currently in college. I am passionate about education. It's the engine that drives ingenuity, entrepreneurship, business, medicine, the economy, and beyond. I feel it's imperative to find a way to make higher education attainable and affordable to everyone that is interested in pursuing it. There is also value in serving the community and getting to know New Hampshire outside of the classroom. This legislation was a first step, and I've received valuable feedback from some of the committee members. I've come to realize that starting the program on a limited scale and growing it will provide more accurate information on the potential cost of this program. I value and welcome the committee's input, and I'm hoping to put forward a scaled down version in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, Representative Damon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move that we recommend this bill for further legislation.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion made by Representative Damon, second by Representative Luno to move HB 1534 for future legislation. Further discussion from the maker?
I just want to thank Ryan for his remarks and echo them.
Further?
Yes, I'd also like to thank Ryan Casey and his sister Morgan for bringing this concept forward and following it through all of the committee process, the votes on the House floor, and I think this is a tremendous exercise in civics and how to lead policy development here in New Hampshire, and it's been a real privilege for us to have you and your sister involved in this. So thanks so much for your diligent work on this. Obviously, no promises on how this comes out, but really look forward to your further work in bringing this idea back. So thank you very much, Ryan.
And go ahead, Representative McDonald.
Well said, may I add. But Mr. Chair, may I request a caucus, please?
Yes, if you would like. You're requesting a caucus?
Yes.
We're going to take a 5-minute break for a
Thank you.
caucus. And we're going to have to clear the room. Republicans will stay in here. We'll caucus right here. Okay, we're ready to go back into session here. And we have a motion on the floor. This is 1534, relative to establishing a program to earn tuition credits for state New Hampshire higher education institutions through community service. The motion is the bill be put forward for future legislation. Is there further discussion on the, yes, Representative?
Thank you,
McDonald.
Mr. Chair. And I'd like to say thank you to you and your sister as well. I think a lot of us can recognize the merit in the idea and look forward to seeing perhaps what you bring forward next if the cost is reduced or maybe some more extensive analysis on how the cost is determined. But so to clarify, my vote is in support of the idea and not necessarily the fiscal amount. And I think I speak for quite a few of us when I say that, but thank you.
Yeah, if you look at the write-up that the DOE did on this, they took a hypothetical that we know we have 52,000 plus high school students in the state. If 20% took advantage of the program, that's about 10,000 kids. $2,500 times the 10,000 students would be $25 million a year. And obviously, that's out of the ballpark. However, this concept has a lot of merit. And so I think you said scale back in your presentation to us. I think that's a good thing to be looking at. So is it further discussion on the, yes, Representative Damon?
So I would just acknowledge as the maker of the motion that I would be happy to include in the report that the concept has significant merit, but it needs more fiscal analysis and a really careful look at further development of
Thank you very much,
reasonable
Representative.
program.
Thank you. Okay, further discussion on the bill? Not seeing any. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll? Who seconded that one?
Luno.
Pardon me?
Luno.
Dave, okay.
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
Yes.
Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Reed.
Yes.
Representative Dry. Nay. Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Noble.
Yes.
Representative Boyd.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
No.
Representative Terry.
No.
Representative Partial.
Yes.
Representative Cornell.
Yes.
Representative Tanner.
Yes.
Representative Luno.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Hall.
Yes.
Representative Balboni.
Yes.
Representative Cascadden.
Yes.
Representative Damon.
Yes.
Representative Heath.
Yes.
Chairman Ladd.
Yes.
17 yeas, 3 nays.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming today. Going on to the next bill, HB 1555. This is relative to special meetings for changes in education funding.
I'll make a motion
Go ahead.
I'd like to recommend 1555 be recommended for future legislation.
Is there a second on that?
I'll second it.
We have a motion made by Representative Luno, second by Representative Tanner to move 1555 forward for future legislation. Further discussion?
So I think I'll just add. I believe this bill was recommendations to make in this area. So to help simplify when a district receives an increased grant.
Further discussion? I would ditto what Representative Luno said. Not seeing any further discussion. Madam Clerk?
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
Yes.
Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Reed.
Yes.
Representative Dry. Yes. Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Noble.
Yes.
Representative Boyd.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Terry.
Yes.
Representative Partial.
Yes.
Representative Cornell.
Yes.
Representative Tanner.
Yes.
Representative Luno.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Hall.
Yes.
Representative Balboni.
Yes.
Representative Cascadden.
Yes.
Representative Damon.
Yes.
Representative Heath.
Yes.
And Chairman Ladd.
Yes.
20 yeas, 0 nays.
Okay, moving on to the next bill, HB 1586, establishing a foundation opportunity budget program for funding public education.
I'd like to make a motion on that.
Representative Luno?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to move that we recommend 1586 for future legislation.
Is there a second to that motion? Representative Heath seconds the motion for HB 1586. Representative Luno, do you like to speak to your
I
motion?
would just very briefly, 1586 is a comprehensive school funding reform. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the courts right now with respect to school funding, but I don't think anybody in the state is necessarily looking at our current mechanism for funding schools and saying, "Oh yeah, that's working out really well." So while 1586 is currently, I think, a 26-page bill, and there's a lot to it. There's some things that I think people like, some things that people maybe don't like so much, but I think it does give us a basis to work from. And a number of us do intend to bring forward something along these lines during the next session, should we be here. So anyway, I would appreciate everybody's positive support for this, knowing that that it's a complicated situation, but a comprehensive approach is really what's necessary. Thank you.
Further discussion? Okay, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
No.
Representative McDonald.
No.
Representative Reed. No. Representative Dry. No. Representative McDonald.
No.
Representative Noble.
No.
Representative Boyd.
No.
Representative Mooney.
No.
Representative Terry.
No.
Representative Partial.
Yes.
Representative Cornell.
Yes.
Representative Tanner.
Yes.
Representative Luno.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Absolutely.
Representative Hall.
Yes.
Representative Balboni.
Yes.
Representative Cascadden.
Yes.
Representative Damon.
Yes.
Representative Heath.
Yes.
And Chairman Ladd.
No.
10 yeas, 10 nays.
Okay, unable to come to consensus. HB 1608, relative providing an induction program for new teachers. Representative Lund.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to recommend 1608 for future legislation.
I'll second that.
Further discussion? Nope. Nope.
I'm sorry. Luno and
Representative Tanner made the second.
Luno.
Yes, and Representative Luna made the motion. Any further discussion from the committee? We're ready when you are, Madam Clerk.
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
No.
Representative McDonald.
No.
Representative Reed.
No.
Representative Dry. No. Representative McDonald.
No.
Representative Noble.
No.
Representative Boyd.
No.
Representative Mooney.
No.
Representative Terry.
No.
Representative Partial.
Yes.
Representative Cornell.
Yes.
Representative Tanner.
Yes.
Representative Luno.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Hall.
Yes.
Representative Balboni.
Yes.
Representative Cascadden.
Yes.
Representative Damon.
Yes.
Representative Heath.
Yes.
And Chairman Ladd.
No.
10 yeas, 10 nays.
All right, going on to the next, that's the same report for that one, 1010. Okay, HB 1625, relative to school health services. Is there a motion, motion?
I do. I would.
Yeah. Representative Cordelli?
I would say yes for recommending for future legislation.
Is there, Representative Cornell seconds the motion made by Representative Cordelli. This is relative to school health services. Further discussion? Not seeing any. Madam Clerk?
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
Yes.
Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Reed.
Yes.
Representative Dry. Yes. Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Representative Noble.
Yes.
Representative Boyd.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Terry.
Yes.
Representative Partial.
No.
Representative Cornell.
Yes.
Representative Tanner.
No.
Representative Luno.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
No.
Representative Hall.
Yes.
Representative Balboni.
Yes.
Representative Cascadden.
Yes.
Representative Damon.
No.
Representative Heath,
Yes.
Chairman Ladd.
Yes.
16 yeas and 4 nays.
Thank you. Okay, going on down, looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left. HB 1625, no, excuse me, just did that, 1642, relative to the role of cooperative school district board member representatives on school district budget committees. Representative Cordelli?
Yes, I would recommend this for future legislation.
Is there a second? Representative Noble seconds the motion. Representative Cordelli, you'd like to speak to your motion?
No, thank you.
Representative Noble? Further discussion from the committee? Madam Clerk?
Vice Chairman Cordelli,
Yes.
Representative McDonald,
Yes.
Representative Reed,
Yes.
Representative Dry, yes. Representative McDonald,
Yes.
Representative Noble,
Yes.
Representative Boyd,
Yes.
Representative Mooney,
Yes.
Representative Terry, Representative Partial,
No.
Representative Cornell,
No.
Representative Tanner,
No.
Representative Luno,
No.
Representative Woodcock,
No.
Representative Fall,
No.
Representative Balboni,
No.
Representative Cascadden,
No.
Representative Damon,
No.
Representative Heath,
No.
and Chairman Ladd.
Yes.
10 yeas, 10 nays.
Okay. HB 1646, relative to charter public schools. Anybody care to make a motion on that bill?
Oh, 1646?
Yep, that's your bill.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, Representative Lemon
I would recommend we bring this forward for future legislation.
and Representative Tanner seconds it. Okay, we have a motion on the floor for 1646 to move it forward for future legislation made by Representative Luno and second by Representative Tanner. Representative Luno, would you like to speak to your bill?
Sure. Just briefly, there is some concern expressed by both the Department of Education and the Department of Justice in terms of the legal underpinnings and reporting requirements surrounding chartered schools, and so I do expect to be receiving some recommendations from both the Department of Ed and the DOJ with respect to this, and I do expect to bring something along these lines, maybe not the same as 1646, for next session should I be elected again. Thank you.
Further discussion from the committee? Not seeing any. We're ready when you are, Madam Clerk.
Vice
The
Chairman,
motion is to move the 1646 forward.
Vice Chairman Cordelli,
No.
Representative McDonald,
No.
Representative Reed,
No.
Representative Dry, no. Representative McDonald,
No.
Representative Noble,
No.
Representative Boyd,
No.
Representative Mooney,
No.
Representative Terry,
No.
Representative Partial,
Yes.
Representative Cornell,
Yes.
Representative Tanner,
Yes.
Representative Luno,
Yes.
Representative Woodcock,
Yes.
Representative Hall,
Yes.
Representative Balboni,
Yes.
Representative Cascadden,
Yes.
Representative Damon,
Yes.
Representative Heath,
Yes.
and Chairman Ladd.
No.
10 yeas, 10 nays.
Okay, unable to get consensus. Next one. 1657, relative to prohibiting hazing at educational institutions. 1657. Any, Representative Damon?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we recommend this to come back for further legislation.
Motion made by Representative Damon to come back with future legislation. Is there a second? I thought we were going down. Yeah. Representative Heath? Yes, okay. So we have a motion made by Representative Damon and second by Representative Heath. This is relative to prohibiting hazing at educational institutions. Any further discussion from the committee? Not seeing any. Madam Clerk?
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
No.
Representative McDonald.
No.
Representative Reed.
No.
Representative Dry. No. Representative McDonald.
No.
Representative Noble.
Nope.
Representative Boyd.
No.
Representative Mooney.
No.
Representative Terry.
No.
Representative Partial.
Yes.
Representative Cornell.
Yes.
Representative Tanner.
Yes.
Representative Luno.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Hall.
Yes.
Representative Balboni.
Yes.
Representative Cascadden.
Yes.
Representative Damon.
Yes.
Representative Heath.
Yes.
Chairman Ladd.
No.
10 yeas, 10 nays.
Okay. 1670 is the next bill. This is relative to including all special education costs under state education grants. HB 1670.
I'd like to make a motion.
Representative Luno?
Yeah, I'd like to move that we recommend this bill for future legislation.
Motion made by Representative Luno, second by Representative Damon to move 1670 further for future legislation. This is relative to education costs under state education grants, all special education costs. Further discussion?
Sure, just briefly, Mr. Chair, thank you. I would recommend that this bill be looked at for future legislation, but in terms of considering what the actual costs are for special education when calculating the cost formula, and you know, different than reimbursing every school district for every cost of special education, but at least considering how these costs impact the total cost of education in a school district. Thank you.
Any further discussion? I will speak to this a little bit here. We did pass legislation last year through this committee, by the House floor, and by House Finance to change the formula for differentiated aid. Unfortunately, the Senate didn't see it our way. And we had 3 categories of funding for the 13 different IEPs. And that's, I know that that type of legislation is coming back. We also had a number of bills which were dealing with the elephant in the room in terms of special education, catastrophic aid, or special education aid as we now call it, where the first 3.5 times the average cost of a student are paid by the district. And we know that's upwards towards $70,000. And from the 3.5 times to 10 times, 80% is paid by the state, and the district has to cough up that other 20%. So there are some real issues in terms of funding special education, and whether all costs should be that of the state or not is a question. And so, but that's just some information for your decision making. So any further discussion on 1670? Not seeing any. Madam Clerk, the motion is to move it forward for future legislation.
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
No.
Representative McDonald.
No.
Representative Reed.
No.
Representative Dry. No. Representative McDonald.
No.
Representative Noble.
No.
Representative Boyd.
No.
Representative Mooney.
No.
Representative Terry.
No.
Representative Partial.
Yes.
Representative Cornell.
Yes.
Representative Tanner.
Yes.
Representative Luno.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Hall.
Yes.
Representative Balboni.
Yes.
Representative Cascadden.
Yes.
Representative Damon.
Yes.
Representative Heath.
Yes.
Chairman Ladd.
No.
10 yeas, 10 nays.
HB 1682, relative to the civics test graduation requirement. Yes, Representative Woodcock.
I move this bill does not move forward.
Is there a second? Representative Heath makes a second. Representative Woodcock made the motion to move it forward, not move it forward for future legislation. This is relative to the civics test graduation requirement. I have a little discussion for that. There's a Civics Commission working right now. And the Civics Commission is chaired by Ovid Lamontagne, and representatives are on that. I'm on it. Representative Moffat's on it. Senator Ward's on it. Several judges are on that. The Historical Society for the State is on it. And it's moving along and making some real wonderful recommendations in terms of complying with HB 2 and SB 216, which was a bill that mandated that civics be taught in the middle school and in the high school, along with history, etc., there at the high school. And in terms of grades K through 8, that civics education curriculum be taught embedded within other subject areas presently being taught. They're making a lot of progress on this in terms of, this aspect and talking about accountability as well. So there is an organization which is tasked to go forward. This is also a result of, the appropriation of $1 million, which we gave that organization to set up the textbook for this through HB 2. So that's where we stand on that. Progress is being made. I'm concerned that we allow that group to finalize where they are in coming out with this report. The Discovery, the commercial program Discovery, you see it in television every now and then too, is very much being contracted as a third party to help write this curriculum. I think I'm seeing some really pretty good stuff coming out. The Historical Society here is offering much information, Moose on the Loose program, if you're familiar with that. That's being incorporated in the program. So that's just some information to make your decision. Yes.
I just want to make it clear that this bill is about the high-stakes civics test for senior graduation, right? That's part of the national testing for citizenship. We're not talking about a civics course per se.
Yeah, but the civics people are talking this also. They kind of mesh together. Is that the tool we use to measure accountability for a civics program or for your graduating from high school? Does that incorporate everything that's being measured through that civics task force? Question, that's all. Thank you. Further discussion?
Well, the maker of the motion would prefer to talk.
Pardon me?
The maker of the motion would like to talk.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, I agree with your comments on the work of the commission, and most of the people on the commission are experts in their field, and I think their program and curriculum they bring back would be terrific. However, this bill tends not to deal with that, as Representative Tanner said, but rather, once again, impacting local school committees to make the decision on how they evaluate their youngsters and their students in the classroom and the curriculum that they use. So I don't think the bill should go forward because, once again, we should not be telling local school boards how they have to test and evaluate their own students. This goes along with some other bill we had about immigration before in terms of the same concept. This should not be a required piece to tell local school boards. The curriculum you're talking about, I think, is superb, but the requirement to force local school boards to do what we want down here is not appropriate. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome. Further discussion? Not seeing any. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Vice Chairman Cordelli.
No.
Representative McDonald.
No.
Representative Reed.
No.
Representative Dry. No. Representative McDonald.
No.
Representative Noble.
No.
Representative Boyd.
No.
Representative Mooney.
No.
Representative Terry.
No.
Representative Partial.
Yes.
Representative Cornell.
Yes.
Representative Tanner.
Yes.
Representative Luno.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock.
Yes.
Representative Hall.
Yes.
Representative Balboni.
Yes.
Representative Cascadden.
Yes.
Representative Damon.
Yes.
Representative Heath.
Yes.
And Chairman Ladd.
No.
10 yeas and 10 nays.
1691, relative definition of inadequate public education.
Like he knows.
Look for a motion. Representative Cordelli?
I would say not recommended at this time.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion to not recommend 1691 made by Representative Cordelli, second by Representative Luno. Further discussion from maker or the second? Not seeing it. Further discussion from the committee? Madam Clerk?
Vice Chairman Cordelli,
Yes.
Representative McDonald,
Yes.
Representative Reed.
Yes.
Representative Dry, yes. Representative McDonald,
Yes.
Representative Noble.
Yes.
Representative Boyd,
Yes.
Representative Mooney,
Yes.
Representative Terry,
Yes.
Representative Partial,
Yes.
Representative Cornell,
Yes.
Representative Tanner,
Yes.
Representative Luno,
Yes.
Representative Woodcock,
Yes.
Representative Hall,
Yes.
Representative Balboni,
Yes.
Representative Cascadden,
Yes.
Representative Damon,
Yes.
Representative Heath,
Yes.
and Chairman Ladd.
Yes.
20 yeas, no nays.
And the last bill on the docket today is SB 375 relative to biological sex in student athletics. Representative Cordelli.
I would say not recommended.
Representative Damon seconds the motion made by Representative Cordelli to not recommend for future legislation SB 375. Representative Cordelli?
Thank you. We passed legislation this past year, HB 1205. It was signed into law. It is currently in the courts, I believe. So I see no need for this bill in the next legislative session, as we already have a law on the books.
Representative Damon?
I don't believe there was ever a need for this law. Thank you.
And this version of law also would extend the use of this bill to post-secondary education, and the bill 1205 went middle, high school. So there's a significant difference in the two bills. Further discussion? Madam Clerk, we're ready when you're ready.
Vice Chairman Cordelli,
Yes.
Representative McDonald,
Yes.
Representative Reed.
Yes.
Representative Dry, yes. Representative McDonald,
Yes.
Representative Noble.
Yes.
Representative Boyd,
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Terry,
Yes.
Representative Partial,
Yes.
Representative Cornell,
Yes.
Representative Tanner,
Yes.
Representative Luno.
Yes.
Representative Woodcock,
Yes.
Representative Hall,
Yes.
Representative Balboni,
Yes.
Representative Cascadden,
Yes.
Representative Damon,
Yes.
Representative Heath.
Yes.
And Chairman Ladd.
Yes.
20 yeas, 0 nays.
Well, that takes us down the list that we have here for today, 24 of them. Those bills which do not come with the unable to reach consensus of whether to recommend further legislation or not, those bills will all have that line. The other bills, though, we do need to have the reports completed. So if you made a motion where it wasn't, a 10-10, you need to get those reports done. Also, for the committee, those that are on the Oversight Committee for Improvement and Assessment, the 306 rules are coming up. What's the date on that? On the 17th. And we are dealing with the second half, but also some of the first half issues need to be discussed. So if you're interested, please read up on that. And so when we come in here, we can move. There's a lot of stuff in there which needs discussion. So I encourage everybody to take a look at those 306s. Yes.
Is there somewhere that there's the most recent copy of that we can look at? Because I believe at our last meeting, we were working off of different.
Yeah, you can go to the DOE website now. I went there just last night. And they have the first half and the second half with the dates that they were the most recent copies, and shows red where it's been added or deleted. So check it out. Jen, could you please make, how many people are on either the GelCart group and that's the group where we have a responsibility to review all administrative rules, or on the other, how many people we have on that, so we can get some copies made for everybody?
No, there's only
Pat-
Little and I.
Yeah, Pat.
Okay, so maybe it was 3 and 2.
No, it's 4-2.
4 to 2?
So could you please, make it about 8 copies, please, of each, the front half and the back half?
So on those copies, Mr. Chair, and this is actually for anybody else that is, because there are a lot of people that are following this. The redlining or the change tracking on that is not change tracking back to the current rules. It's only change tracking back to whatever prior draft was worked on by the Department of Education. So when looking at that, when looking at the drafts with change tracking on, don't assume that anything that isn't redlined, how do I say it? There may be things that aren't redlined that are still changes from current rule. So it's very difficult to see how things are changed without doing a side by side.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Chairman Ladd, may I make a request?
Yes.
That link gets sent to all of us on the committee, because I know when I go on the DOE website, I get lost. So I would appreciate just having a specific link so that I can find them. Thank you.
Yeah, you go to the section that has administrative rules, and then you go down several links down. We'll get that to you. We'll get that to everybody. The other thing I wanted to speak to everybody about, there's been some concern throughout the state that local municipalities are going through reassessments of property values. And my particular town is one of them. And not doing it in a 5-year cycle, but doing it on a 3-year cycle. And some of those reavals are coming out as high as 78, 80% on top of what they have been in the past. The questions that I've been asking over to DOE, to the finance people, and to DRA is that, yes, we do know that changes are being made in terms of market value, current market value of these residential properties and commercial properties. And we have what we call an equalized property ratio, which shows you where the reeval is in terms of the market value. If you've got 100, it means they're 100%, they're there together. But if you have like a 58 or something such as that, it means your assessment properties only 58% of what the market is driving right now, or the current market within the last year or so. And the concern that folks are raising is we have a number of areas within our finance formula which are based off of property values, such as the Extraordinary Needs Grant, which is on the right-hand side. Mary, you know that. On the right-hand side, the left-hand side is our base differentiated aid stuff. On the right-hand side, you have this extraordinary need, and it's based upon equalized property valuation, including those things such as utilities and railroads, but divided by the number of kids that qualify for F&R, free and reduced meals. And we're seeing with the reevaluations that some of these changes are impacting the Extraordinary Need Grant funding. And districts are starting to filter through that and see the consequences of that now. So if you hear anything about it, my suggestion is you contact DOE and DRA and try to get a handle on that. It's something that we as a legislature are going to have to address. Representative Lewin, do you have anything further to say on that? Because we talked earlier today about it.
Sure. Chair Ladd and I are going to get together with. We're looking to get together with some representatives from the Department of Revenue Administration to really understand what the impact is on some of these school funding grants. Obviously, it's of great concern right now, and actually I had concern about that even when those grants when the language for those were being developed, because they were so tightly coupled with valuations during a very unusual real estate market, and so I I think we're all, seeing our communities go through this. I'm certainly seeing it in Hopkinton where people are lined up getting into town hall, because they're so surprised at the change in their valuations. But where the real surprise is going to be is in the state grants to school districts that are based on valuation. So we're going to need to take a very careful look about how we, whether we factor valuation into grants down the road and how we make sure that those grants are, or how the valuations are calculated that can keep up with changes in the real estate
market right
yeah.
now.
So we're
The
going through a very
equalization,
unusual
if
market.
they're all doing this, then fine, but they're all the towns are not doing it. So it's not going to be equal. And if you're doing this out of sync of the 5 years, right now we're at a moment in time where the market values are really up, and so it is a concern. And school boards, my school board has recognized that. My community is seeing where the commercial properties are not jumping, but the residential properties are jumping by twice. So you're seeing 80% plus increases, and that is very difficult. And the concern we have is workforce housing. For young people moving into the state where they're seeing these prices now, they can't afford to find a place. And so your towns are having a hard time attracting people. There's young families. So keep in tune. If you get hit with something as a representative, I would call DOE and DRA and try and get a better understanding of what's going on.
Or reach out.
Or reach out, yeah. Okay, thank you very much. That concludes it. It's noon, and thank you very much for your hard work today. Have good.
It's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah. Yeah, thank you.